A Lexington man is facing a minimum of 20 years in prison after being convicted in federal court of providing drugs that resulted in a young woman's death.
Students raise money for a young classmate shot in the side of the head over a year ago.
Kentucky's Attorney General is teaming up with a major grocery chain to fight scammers.
This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good evening. It's being called an epidemic, and the U.S. Attorney in Lexington is fed up.
With heroin overdoses on the rise, prosecutors want drug dealers to know they are being put on notice and that they could do more time in prison. As WKYT's Hillary Thornton reports, a Lexington man just learned that lesson. It's our top story at 5:30.
Last year in Fayette County, we had 137 overdose deaths. Just a few years ago, that number was under 30. So I think we really are in a crisis in our community.
That crisis U.S. Attorney Kerry Harvey is talking about is the issue of heroin and fentanyl abuse.
It won't be tolerated, and that we will use the heaviest tools that we have available to get a handle on this problem.
One of those heavy tools, Harvey says, is the federal law imposing a prison sentence of at least 20 years all the way to life, something 43-year-old Christopher Allen is now facing.
He sold drugs to a young woman who sadly had just given birth a few weeks before, and she used the drugs, I'm sure not knowing that the heroin was laced with fentanyl, and she suffered an overdose and died.
This week, Allen, the man who gave her the drugs that included a lethal dose of fentanyl, convicted on 3 counts.
Every time a jury says people are guilty of this very serious crime, we hope that it sends a message to those out there engaged in drug trafficking that they're not only putting their victims at great risk, they're putting their own freedom at risk for a very long time.
While obviously painful, Harvey does say convictions like Allen's are meaningful to the families who have lost a loved one.
Understand that their loved one made some very poor choices and bear responsibility in many ways for their own fate, but they also understand that there were criminals who participated in the event that led to this needless death.
In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Allen is scheduled to be sentenced August 22nd.
Lexington police are investigating after a baby was found in the back of a parked car this morning. It happened at the Save-A-Lot on Winchester Road. The 2-month-old was found in the car under blankets, sweating and crying. The baby was treated for dehydration and taken to the hospital as a precaution. Police interviewed the driver of the car, who said she had dropped the child's mother off and then thought all the children had gone with her. When the mother was contacted, she claimed the babysitter was supposed to be watching the baby, saying she had made a medical appointment out of town with her older child. No arrests have been made. The case is now being handled by the Crimes Against Children unit.
A class reunion today at a Lexington elementary school. A student wounded in a shooting just over a year ago returned to see his classmates at Northern Elementary.
But Sabira Rayford reports Antonio Reese and his family had no idea his class had a big surprise for the young student. It's a story that's new at 5:30.
It was 2 weeks of hard work, and today it all paid off. The kids here at Northern Elementary raised $2,000 for Antonio, and they say they were just happy to give back to a friend.
I think they're here.
It's been a little over a year since Antonio was shot. He was riding in his family's car when a bullet hit him in the side of his head. Today is a reunion.
I'm excited because he used to be my best friend.
Irvin was in Antonio's class, and he and some classmates decided they wanted to help Antonio get a new friend.
I can relate what his mom feels like, and it just made me really happy helping out somebody in need for a service dog.
It's a roller coaster that hasn't stopped yet, that's for sure.
Antonio's mom, Tara, had no idea what the school had planned for them, and the big reveal left her speechless.
It's just incredible. It really is. Who he was and who he is has definitely put a stamp on people's hearts, and that's a lot to be proud of myself as his mother.
Tara says Antonio's on his 5th surgery and that he now has short-term memory loss. But the money that the kids raise for the service dog will go a long way.
It would give back Antonio an independence that was robbed from him on March 7th, that was taken without thought. And he'll finally have a chance to conquer this world on his own with his sidekick.
Antonio's mom says visiting the school brings back a lot of emotion, but she is just so thankful for the support. In Lexington, Sabir Rayford, WKYT.
A lot of love right there. Alberto Contreras is charged in the shooting of Antonio.
A county clerk caught on camera harassing a college student has no plans to resign. Our county by county coverage at 5:30 begins in Perry County. Haven King was found guilty for both harassment and official misconduct after a Hazard Community and Technical College student recorded King confronting her in a parking lot for a handicap sticker on her car. The student claimed King had followed her from the Knott Perry County line to Hazard. The final sentencing today, the judge ordered Haven King to pay a total of $750 in fines. Despite the charges, King wants to keep his position as Perry County clerk.
He has no intention of resigning his office, and I don't know of any basis to remove him from office.
The student who recorded the altercation with the clerk has hired a lawyer for a possible civil suit against King. In Rockcastle County, police arrested a man after a traffic stop this morning. Police say 20-year-old Jacob Mink of Mount Vernon was a passenger in a car that had been stopped for a minor violation on Highway 461. Police say they noticed a strong odor of marijuana coming from Mink. After a search of the vehicle, police say they found several plastic baggies of marijuana, synthetic marijuana, and meth, along with cash, scales, and other drug paraphernalia. Mink was arrested and charged with trafficking, among other charges.
It is a rare sight for the month of May, especially this month, a day without rain here in the Bluegrass. But with more rain on the way, this break will not last long. So enjoy it out there. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. He's cooped up in the studio with the rest of us.
Yeah, you set me up just to be a party pooper. But yeah, rain is back into town as we go into our Friday and through the start of the weekend. Concentrating on the good stuff, and that's what we have out there now. Frankfort, 71, where you had a little more sunshine. 68 Jackson, though, mostly sunny skies taking over London at 70, 67 into Lexington. Most areas have been very close to 70 this afternoon. We're warmer to the north and the south. Now, 24 hours ago, Southern Kentucky, you couldn't get out of the 50s. You're 15 degrees warmer right now into London. And notice that little bank of some clouds across parts of central Kentucky now. Sun in the south, sun in the far north. That's why we're hitting 70, where your friends and neighbors are kind of sandwiched in between. High pressure, good guy. Low pressure, that's the bad guy, and that is into town as we go through the day tomorrow, with showers and some rumbles of thunder that will begin to increase. A new hour-by-hour forecast ramping up the rain totals when I come back in just a few minutes.
It's becoming a trend. Scammers sending their victims to grocery stores to purchase prepaid cards that they can then steal the number off of for money.
Today, Kentucky's Attorney General announced a new alert initiative to stop these scams at the store. WKYT's Jim Caldwell has more.
This story isn't about today's 10 for 10 deal at Kroger. It is about someone you love and care about, a senior citizen in your life, and the scammers that are targeting those you love in gift card schemes. Today, Attorney General Andy Beshear took the scam to the shopper with a new alert initiative.
For the first time, we are going to be able to directly communicate the new and trending scams directly to Kentuckians on their phone and through their email.
The card might say the perfect gift, but it could be a little too perfect in the wrong person's hands. In some cases, scammers are asking elderly people to load up money on gift cards to pay overdue fines or past taxes that don't exist, and then having it sent to the scammer.
You walk in, you see the sign, it says gift cards, great for graduation, and they are. But in the wrong hands, it's a risk to you.
Jim Kimbrough, volunteer state president for AARP Kentucky, hasn't been duped, but he has received calls.
And I think it's a common scam to be contacted and told you've missed a court date, you haven't paid a property tax payment you didn't know you had. I think seniors tend to be more trusting because we were raised in an era that was possibly more civil. Maybe more trusting.
When a person signs up for the program, they are notified when a scam has happened in their area via text and email. As for Jim, he's trying to get out of the store with his 10 for 10 deal with no scams attached. In Lexington, I'm meteorologist Jim Caldwell, WKYT.
To sign yourself or a senior citizen up that you know for the Scam Alerts program, you can find a link on our website. Just head over to WKYT.com.
From morning to night, our team of meteorologists here at WKYT keep you up to date on the weather. And we know how important weather is to our viewers, and today we want to give you a little behind-the-scenes look at how it all works. Betty has our good question tonight. How in the world do you give weather from a green backdrop? How do you know where to point or anything? A mystery. Thanks. Well, Betty, we have enlisted the help of our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey, to lift the curtain of mystery and show you exactly how it all works. Now, Chris, it's not exactly the massive green wall monster at Fenway Park, but our green wall is pretty big.
It is.
How do you do the weather and show folks at home the maps and the radar?
This is the normal view that folks at home see. This is the view from inside the studio. As you can see behind me, it's nothing but a green wall. We have a computer that is inside the camera that is in front of me, and whenever it sees the color green, which is what you see behind me now, it will replace it with the weather maps like you see there. We have directors, producers that can just get the weather maps on there. We program this, and we have a little clicker to advance everything to the next map or whatever else we want to show you. Now, how do we know what we're pointing at? What I'm looking at in front of me right now is actually a TV. I'm looking at myself. I'm seeing exactly what you're seeing. And when I look over here to the side of me, follow me here, and you will see how we have a monitor on the side of the wall here. So I can actually look, and you can see there, you're seeing what we're seeing at home right now. And notice how this cuts off here. Jim Caldwell, throw me our little green screen here, or a little green cape. So if I were to wear something green, this is what you would see. This is a green cloth. So it would cut out. That's why I can't wear anything green. So I get pinched a lot, Sam, on St. Patrick's Day. But that's how we do weather around here, courtesy of our own big green monster.
So it's not just magic.
No, sometime it is.
It's Chris's special magic. All right, thank you. Great explanation right there. That's how it all works. Great also for the tours we do with Cub Scouts and Girl Scouts here. They love the green wall. If you have a good question, submit it to goodquestion@WKYT.com. Thank you, Chris.
Campaigning has started for Kentucky's U.S. Senate race.
Bill Bryant has details in today's Bottom Line.
Good evening. Kentucky's U.S. Senate nominees are wasting no time in getting their campaigns underway, talking issues and making travel plans around the Commonwealth. We have interviews with both candidates on this weekend's edition of Kentucky Newsmakers. Lexington Mayor Jim Gray is the Democratic nominee, and he is promising to go to Washington, work with both parties, and keep focused on Kentucky's problems.
What Senator Paul has done is spend his entire career, arguably 5 out of 6 years of his tenure as senator, running for president. Now, what is one accomplishment that he's actually made as senator? What bill has he passed? What has he been able to reach across the aisle and gain support for in order to pass legislation?
Running for president and being a U.S. senator was a lot of work, but I tried very hard to make sure that I never really was absent from Kentucky. I was here from Washington and Kentucky, but I've made 96% of my votes, continue to be a loud voice in Washington. I've introduced over 100 individual bills as well as 300 individual amendments. So no, I think I've done a good job of representing Kentucky.
Now, we talk with Gray about the Senate race and about Lexington City Hall issues, and we'll show the interview with Paul from our WKYT Washington Bureau. It runs Sunday morning on WKYT. A sharp Twitter exchange between Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and Kentucky Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes. Trump wondered in a tweet why Grimes, a Democrat, declared Hillary Clinton the winner of the Kentucky primary Tuesday when the Associated Press was showing the race too close to call. Grimes tweeted back, "Because I can count." Clinton ended up defeating Bernie Sanders in the Democratic primary in Kentucky by less than 2,000 votes. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell apparently refers to Democratic Senate Leader Harry Reid as having a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde personality. Politico reports that snip from McConnell's upcoming autobiography called The Long Game Memoir. And it's due out on May 31st. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump returns to Kentucky tomorrow for an NRA event in Louisville. We'll have more on that on air and online. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Fire crews in Rockcastle County were in for quite a surprise when they responded to an animal rescue call earlier today. Crews say a young calf had fallen down a sinkhole near Clontz Road near Mount Vernon. They responded to the scene along with the Mount Vernon Fire Department. Crews say the calf was successfully rescued and no injuries were reported.